What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. We're talking everything Sixers with you. We need Joel back. Let's talk about it.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make 'em Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, located in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, well, no Nick Delgazzo, even though Bob introduced him. No Nick Delgazzo, no Uncle Sweeps. Brian Wilson, Greg Mockvick, not in the intro, but always on the show. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. Crumb of the week, we'll do it at the end of the show. We do it every Sunday. Joel Embiid injury update. Do we have one? He was walking around. He looking good walking around. That made me feel good. Probably the only good thing the only good thing you can take out of today was that Joel was walking around. Doc Rivers, Pat Bev returned. Doc gets booed. We'll talk about that. Pat Bev did nothing. Sixers Bucks post game. We'll break it down to you. We'll give you our 3 reasons on why the Sixers lost. So we'll dive into all that. And they got an uphill battle to fight now. They really do. They have an uphill battle to fight without Joel Embiid. And I'll tie into our poll question. So let's get right into it tonight. The Sixers must improve defensively in order to survive without Joel Embiid. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. So comment in. Let us know, guys. What are you thinking? What are you thinking not only about this, but just what this team needs to do to be able to survive without Joel Embiid? I mean, I'll just disagree because it's easy to agree. They need to score the basketball on an elite clip. They need to shoot the 3 better. Right? Let's just start with shooting the 3 better. You want to win in regular season NBA games? Well, guess what? 34% from 3 isn't going to get it done. Now,
46.
Right now, 48% on the other end isn't glorious either. Right? That's no bueno as well, giving it up. But 34%. Yeah, Greg said 16 for 46. I mean, come on. That's not good enough. 37% inside the 3. 37% inside the 3. And we're going to talk about defense. Let's start with scoring. Because you know the one thing, like forget offensively with Joel and the point per minute. The biggest impact is always going to be how great he is defensively. That never really gets talked about. So you know that. We don't talk about that part. We know we're losing 30 plus a game. But you always feel you can make up the points. Especially you get Buddy and you stretch it out, whatever. But like Tobias Harris has to score. Tobias Harris can't be 3 for 11 and shoot 27% in games like this, be a minus 14, and tell me you're not just out there running cardio. So he needs to score. So it's more than just like defense. Like Tobias, I thought played good defense today. Sometimes you can't help it. Teams go unconscious from 3, right? But I thought Tobias, I thought defensively they looked like they weren't good because Milwaukee was making everything. So offensively, you got to keep up. You got the ability to show you can keep up. That would have gave me a sense of hope. A sense of hope moving on throughout the regular season without Joel Embiid would have been, hey, Sixers, look at this. Like they're stroking, but so are we. And we're not doing that. We've not really done that. We looked good the other night against Cleveland. It was a good win. But again, Tyrese Maxey is a really good player. He's an all-star. Okay, but you're asking him to carry you is hard to ask. So where are your role guys? Buddy Hield didn't shoot well tonight from 3. So the reasons why you get blown out. Buddy and Tobias are single-handedly the 2 reasons why you get blown out tonight. And the lack of size. So whatever. I mean, the lack of size isn't going to kill you throughout every game. It just shows more today. But offensively, they have to score the basketball. Cotton Ball, what up, baby? Bands, Pove. We see y'all commenting in. KZ in the house. What up, KZ? Let's talk about it. All right, so I'm going to disagree. Defensively, they have to improve, but, I'm going to say like more I need to score the basketball. I need the guys that are paid to do things here to do them. And Tobias Harris running around for 31 minutes and giving you 8 points, that's a joke. Because then I would have traded you at the break then. I would have traded you before the break. All right? I thought you were going to give us something. I mean, there's no Joel with the ball. They're like nothing. Nick Nurse seems to be a little out coached right now too. What all changed? This is what happens when you make a bunch of little moves at the deadline. This is what happens when you break up what you have going on. It's now you got to recoach it again. You got to figure out rotations again. You got to figure out who you want with who again. So that's the hardest part about coaching. But whatever, I disagree. What do you guys say?
I'll agree to the poll. I was shocked that you went disagree.
Well, I'm shocked that you would agree. You just said 8 minutes ago, to be exact, that you're going to disagree to be different. So
and I thought you were gonna agree to the poll.
He pivoted.
But you stated everything that I was going to go to.
Well, I pivoted on you. You know what I mean? I did. I actually, unlike our big men, I was able to pivot that in the post. Unlike Mo Bamba, I was able to pivot.
Pivot party.
Paul Reed.
Yeah.
Paul Reed's just like a dog on a hardwood floor flying around. A lot of hardwood.
It's amazing because
I like Paul. Yeah, it's good. He's a backup. That's okay. Being a backup's okay. Like most teams in this league are not going to survive if you lose the MVP.
When you lose your MVP guy, yes.
Like last Sunday, we're being optimistic. We're being 6-4. I don't see a loss. I don't see a loss. But let's be realistic.
7-3.
Let's be realistic.
I think 7-3 is still on the table.
It's the 5-5 that you got to hunt for. Right, it's the 5-5 that you got to hunt for. 7-3 is not on the table.
We're 1-2 right now. Since then, right?
But
1-3.
Yeah. I mean, I will agree. Some of those shots that they were taking and making were wide open shots, right? You know what I mean? And I'm sure, the guys are just wide open, and half of their shots were 3-pointers tonight, right? Almost half of their attempted shots were from outside range, right? So even Joel Embiid coming back doesn't necessarily help a team that shoots half of their shots from the outside. Sure, he helps on those that come inside. Yes.
Well, can I stop you?
Sure.
I mean, I think they play a little different if Joel's in.
Well, I'm saying, how many threes came from getting downhill and having to have 45 guys collapse on guys, where with Joel down there, you don't have to collapse on Giannis as much.
Correct. I agree with you there. Right. But I think as a unit, though, you're obviously without him. You have to then call out or know where your guy is or who at least you're going to cover in those situations. And at least today, they looked like that they were frantic and just kind of running all over the place. Part of it is obviously the new additions. They're still, the communication still isn't there as crisp as it would be if all these guys were there from Jump Street. Right. So I will agree to the poll.
All right. Pivot, buddy.
I agree that we need to play better defense. I'm not sure that we can without Joel. I guess they can play better than they did today. I agree with Greg there. There was a lot of open looks for the Bucks today. We couldn't hit a shot. We couldn't defend. That's usually that's usually how you get blown out in this league. So bad game today. I did like how they played against Cleveland. Thought they played better defense against Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, they held them under 100.
Yeah, under 100. It's the third time this year we've held somebody.
No, 11th.
11th time. Or we're third in the NBA. Maybe that's what it was.
Third in the NBA, yep.
Okay. Either way, that's a good sign. I think a lot of them were with Joel playing. But yeah, obviously we're a much better defensive team when Joel plays. That's the given. They got to do better at getting a body on somebody, and we got to get out the shooters. That's if you at least get a hand in someone's face. That's all I can ask for you. I can't have open looks. You can't be given wide open looks. It's the NBA. These guys, you would hope that they would make a wide open look. So that's why you just can't give them up. And today we couldn't make a wide open look. So hopefully that's not going to continue because, like Tom said, I mean, the only disagreement point of this is that we're going to have to score. We have to score the basketball, especially without Joel, because our defense is just not going to be as good. They're going to let up more points than they do when Joel's on the court. So We have to score the basketball. We couldn't score today. I'd like to see Tyrese get some calls too. He's an all-star.
Yeah.
Refs. Let's get some calls because he was hammered. He got hammered today.
A lot. And for the ticky tack that they give Giannis and Dame to not give to Tyrese,
I don't even care. I feel like we hit Giannis a little bit today, and maybe they didn't call as many as they could have. But you're right. They call more for Giannis than they do for Tyrese. Tyrese is getting hammered, and they let Giannis walk over the court, which bothers me. But they do that every game. So, but yeah, that bothers the shit out of me too.
And he's a gigantic human.
22 steps. 22 steps.
He's a gigantic human
like
being.
A pterodactyl. We don't need to give him 20
Pterodactyl. No, let's keep him at 1 because his 1 looks like 5.
1.5.
Right, like his 1 step looks like 5. So let's just keep him at 1.5. There's a lot of Maxey slander going on in the chat that I'm going to dive right into.
He had a very good game today, but he played really well against Cleveland, I thought.
KZ, this is where it's at, right? He says, well, I'm not saying he's right. KZ says Maxey doesn't make good point guard decisions, and you can't put him at the 2 because he isn't a good shooter. Well, he is a good shooter. I don't want to say he's a bad shooter. Listen, can we just keep this? Can we keep this 100 tonight?
Maybe he's not a sharp shooter, but
yeah, let's just keep this 100 tonight, please. Like, what you're asking now, 23-year-old to do that is you're asking a 23-year-old to remove the MVP of the league away from him.
I mean, the best player in basketball.
The best player in basketball removed from him. The whole pick and roll game developed through those 2. Removed from him. And then make a deal. You bring in 2 other guards in Buddy Hield and Campaign. And now you're asking these guys to all get a feel for each other and what they do. And not you, KZ, but I see some other little Maxey slanderish. And we're going to start slandering 23-year-olds now that are developing players in this league and for this team that are so important to the direction this franchise goes. And we're going to start that game. We're going to start that game. Like, if you want to tell me that he gets a full off season of no Joel Embiid, and then you come in and you don't look, you look like you're lost or something, right? And you're not this, you're not that. I'll have the conversation with you. But I sure as hell am not going to have these conversations about Tyrese Maxey tonight, no matter how I think he looks or doesn't look, knowing the situation he's been placed in with Joel Embiid. I'm going to look at Tobias Harris. You want to start looking. I'm going to look at Buddy Hield. Let's look at veterans. Let's look at veterans. This team is going to be better now, though, with DeAnthony Melton and Nicholas Batum healthy and playing again. That'll be factual. Today is not the game you should go judge this team off of, though. That's also being factual.
It's a bad game today.
Without Joel Embiid, it's not even fair. We don't have the size to play with them. We don't have the size to play with them without Joel Embiid.
And if you don't make shots, then you get blown out. That's just, it pretty much sums up today. We couldn't guard them down low, and we couldn't make a shot.
We comparing Tyrese Maxey to a freaking Mount Rushmore guy in people's Mount Rushmores. To Kobe Bryant.
Pretty sure.
Like, are we out of our damn mind, Wells? Before you go on here, are we out of our minds? If you're thinking he's Kobe Bryant, then I can't help anybody, Kay. Come on. Like, nobody's even having that conversation. If people are, they should go smack themselves in the face, right? Like, just run your head off a wall and be like, all right, now I'm awake. Now I should be able to have a real sports conversation. If I even want to put Tyrese Maxey at 23 years old and compare to Kobe Bryant at 23 years old, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, and when Shaq left and Kobe was young, they struggled for like 2 years before they got Powell. They didn't make the playoffs, I think, back-to-back years. Just throwing it out there.
Throw it around. I don't know why we're even doing this.
Because Andrew Bynum wasn't Powell or Shaq, right?
No.
Well, Andrew Bynum. Don't get me started on Andrew Bynum. He may have had a couple decent years in the Lakers, but Andrew Bynum he's the crumb of crumbs. King Crumb.
Well, Marcus Smith said Joel coming back doesn't matter because he never shows up in the playoffs. Marcus, I slightly disagree with you. He's never healthy in the playoffs. That's my only disagreement with you.
The one thing that we kind of were saying last week, maybe silver lining here, is that he should be healthy for the playoffs. Won't be healthy the 2 months leading up to the playoffs, but healthy
No.
before the playoffs.
We were hoping for a healthy playoff.
Yeah.
Could end quickly.
I was gonna say, you never know. He could get elbowed in the face like game 1. He'll be wearing a mask again.
And be wearing a mask
Joel.
again. That's funny though. Hopefully not though, right? Hopefully we're past that. I mean, I'm more worried about just getting to the dance.
I was gonna say we gotta at least maintain the top 6. Don't drop to 7th. Then you gotta start playing these stupid play-in game nonsense stuff. Just maintain top 6. I think they should be able to maintain top 6. But then you watch games like today and you're like, oh, can we beat anybody?
Well, KZ, what are we saying here? Like, no, he should be able to win some games without Joel Embiid. Absolutely, he should. Absolutely, he should.
I mean,
but
we're going Cleveland. They have a very good record.
But like, we're gonna expect him to like take over the Bucks game when like those 2 other guys, I gave you their numbers tonight. They don't matter. Like, they don't matter. Those 2 guys just came out and
scoring 20 a game.
Toby
he needs to
like
score
1
20
for
a
10.
game.
Like Buddy
Toby-
like 1 for 1.
Toby needs to score 20 a game. Like, we need him to.
Toby was 3 for 11, and Buddy was 4 for 13. That's why you lost the basketball game tonight or this afternoon. Sorry, that's why you lost the basketball game. Tyrese wasn't perfect. Right? He was 8 for 19. He ain't perfect. All right, but at least he had a pulse.
Better than your second and third options shooting at about 30%.
Yeah, man, he had a pulse tonight. He had a pulse this afternoon. Those guys didn't even show up. They're still sleeping. What up, man? Down Sports. He says he agreed with Thomas. Shout out to HUD. Hit the like button. Thanks.
Yeah,
Love that.
Hit it up.
Yeah, Paul Reed did have a couple.
I mean, Paul.
Couple questionable.
What can you say about Paul? The guy gives great effort. That's pretty much the best thing you can say about Paul. Guy gives great effort. He's got 4 plays, 4 plays every game where you're like, what the fuck is Paul?
Do you see the behind the back bounce pass to Toby in the post?
I did.
The one today, there was a cutter and he passed it like 22 seconds after he cut. I was like, they're like, and then Hubie Brown's like, that was a great play by Dame. Everyone knew he was throwing that pass. He waited too long to throw it. When Dame Lillard's getting defensive shout outs,
Praise for
Paul
defense.
Reed made a mistake.
Yeah.
Paul Reed, fucking. But I agree. Like, I like Paul Reed for 15 minutes a game. Once he starts getting over 15, it's a nightmare.
Well, there you get that.
Mo Bamba. If Mo Bamba was a horse, they'd shoot it after the race. I'll just put it that way. Okay, he needs to be put down. Put him down. I can't even stand him on the court. I hate it.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
So bad. How do they pay this dude money?
I have no idea.
So bad.
He has no one. He has like no one to.
There's nothing he does well, and he's humongously tall. You should be able to rebound at least.
You imagine if he had Paul. Imagine if he had Paul Reed energy, he would be way better.
He might be an all-star.
Borderline.
It's like Rudy Rudiger. Like, if you had half his heart, you'd be All-American.
Oh, we're going Rudy. Oh my God, he pulled the Rudy out.
That's Vince
Vaughn. Vince
Yeah,
Vaughn.
Yes, it is. Jamie O'Hara. I mean, one thing I know is movies.
I'll tell you this much. Tobias Harris costing himself a ton of money next year too. When we're talking about,
he's actively costing himself money.
Yeah, when we talked about like his potential being maybe like 20, 30 million in that range, obviously not max money anymore, right? He's talking about like 15, 20 right now. You're playing like this. You're only going to get paid a little bit because you have a length to your career.
It's been a common theme for Toby for years now, since he's been on the team. Every time we're like, wow, we really need Toby to step up. He don't step up. I mean,
no.
Every time we're like, this is a prime time for Toby to show why he gets paid the money he gets paid, because he's a good player. He is a good player. We'll all admit he's a good player. Whenever we need him to step up, though, he never does it. And usually he steps down. Usually he becomes worse. It's amazing. Like, what you would think this would be the time for him to show, like, you know what? I can drop 22 a game. Instead, he'll have 8.
I can carry a team while our best player is out.
Yeah.
Or I can help carry a team, right?
But
the way you're being paid, you should be able to carry a team when the top star's out.
We need you to score 20, and you got to be efficient. And he's not efficient, and he's not scoring 20. I mean, just want the ball a little more. I need you to be a little aggressive, Tobe. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Let's go.
I wondered if you were
going. We're coming with it. We're going bringing everything back today, Greg.
That's
all
amazing.
Yeah, you're right. He's not aggressive at all.
Not at all.
Even when you expect him to be, he's not aggressive at all.
Not at all.
So, that's what it
really. I mean, I can't wait for him to be off the team, and I like him, but I just can't wait. I'm just done with him because whenever you want him to step up, he's never going to. I'm convinced he's never going to.
And Martian says it like Tobias is content with being the fourth option, regardless of the circumstance.
Absolutely.
And that's
couldn't say it better.
Nail on the head, Marsh. You know what I mean? That's how you roll every
Paul
time.
Reed's above him, which is embarrassing. Paul Reed's like the third option currently. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I think he was our third leading scorer tonight.
Yeah.
It was.
It went Maxey, Melton, and Reed.
No. Melton, yeah, he was our third scorer, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Embarrassing.
Correct. But Kelly Oubre, 5 for 15. Right? Not good enough.
Kelly. I mean, Buddy has played well since we got him, so I'm not going to kill him. He had a bad game today.
This was his worst. He only played 27 minutes.
For sure.
But,
I think
but Toby is the guy, like you said, Toby is our veteran that's been on the team a while, that gets paid a ton of money. Like, we need you to step up.
And he had 3 blocks today, Toby, by the way, and a steal. But again,
I feel like Toby's played good defense for the most part.
It's not the defense. It's like you got to give me like 40% from the field, bud. I'm not going to ask you to go shoot 60% from the field every night, right? But I need Tobias Harris around 40% from the field nightly to be able to compete. We're just talking about competing.
Yeah, especially when they got Bobby Portis coming in, just hitting threes. Like, they got guys that are just coming in and putting points up for Milwaukee. Like, you got to go score with them, or we're gonna get blown out. And we got blown out.
Well, when you look at, I mean, the good thing about it now is like now this team, as it's healthier now without Joel, it's a little bit more lengthier. Like they actually have some semblance of a bench to come in. Right?
Yeah,
that's a little bit better of a look. Again, I don't know how many games this team's going to win without him. I mean, what are they right now? 5-12 without Joel Embiid this year, or 5-13?
Not great.
Scared to ask Greg, but Don says, Tom, what are your expectations right now with this Sixers team in the postseason? Don, my expectation is get there. Right? Like I can't even have an expectation right now. Like, I need to see this group has to play together a little bit, too. Because you got to think about all the moving pieces just happen, right? You get Melton back, you get Batum back, and now they got to play with a guy like Hield and a guy like Payne, right? And you got to mix all these guys back in together. That's not the easiest thing in the world, but you still shouldn't shoot 37% from the field. Make sense? Like, I mean, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. That's the facts, right? Like, I'm giving you a reason on why you're going to have some struggles, right? But you still can't shoot 37% from the field.
And also, like, I mean, we've been talking about it, 16 of 46 from 3 or whatever. Like, what happened to the old adage of, like, if your shot's not falling, let's get the ball, let's get to the rim. Maybe draw there today. Knock down a free throw. Like, try to get something going for yourself. We're just going to keep jacking threes. Just jacking away. Everyone thinks they're fucking Steph Curry. It's a joke. I dropped an F-bomb there, too.
You dropped a lot of them so far. So
when the Sixers play like crap, it's tough. It's tough.
Cub will be nice to get back, but I think he's out a couple more weeks too, or at least another 2 weeks, because he was like 3 weeks after the break. They were saying, so now it's probably like 2 weeks. Now Joel Embiid is a different conversation. Greg, what was that on what you were looking up?
They were 4 of 7, 4 of 8 if you count the Golden State game.
They're 4 this year
without Joel. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just since he got hurt. I didn't.
Since he got hurt. Okay, since he got hurt, what are they? What are they? 4 and 7. All right. So they're like the.
Well, he got hurt in the Golden State game, right?
So they're like the Bucks. So they're like exactly like the Bucks getting Doc Rivers. You know what I mean? They were just 4 and 7 before this game. Now they're 5 and 7, right? So it's the same thing. And Doc's got a little bit better of a spot, even though he wants to tell you. Even though the great Doc Rivers wants to tell you nobody wants to be put in this spot. What, Doc? Nobody wants to coach Giannis.
Greatest excuse that guy of all time.
Of all time.
Incredible how he's like, oh, it's been such a tough. So tough. You got 2 of the top 7 players in the NBA. Shut up, Doc. Shut up. He's like, yeah, how tough it is to fly from Dallas to Utah? I thought he threw from Dallas to Russia the way he was talking. Dallas
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Utah, Doc. It's 3 states over. Shut up.
It's in the
Glenn,
same. It's no,
Glenn,
it's not.
shut
It's one
up,
time
Glenn.
zone.
Shut
It's only
up.
one time zone, Glenn.
He is the worst.
Amazing.
When he was talking about like nobody would want to be thrust into this job right now. Like, what are you talking about? You get to coach Giannis and Dame. You're on a guy who's won a championship already in Giannis. Like, what's so hard about it?
Eastern Conference Finals 3 years in a row. Just got a guard that's widely considered a top 50 player of all time. No, so tough. No one would sign up for this.
Yeah, that's what he said. Nobody would sign up for it. Dude, we get a line down the street. You get a line around 25 blocks for that job. You kidding me?
Serious. It's the way that he talks sometimes, you're just like, does this dude think that we're all the dumbest people on earth? Like,
He does. Would you ask Pop that? Would you ask Pop that, Wilson? No, you wouldn't. That was the first tell that this dude thinks he's somebody more than he is, right? That was like we all like the Doc Rivers hire because we thought it was going to bring accountability here, right? We thought it would. It did not. It did not. He'll tell you how accountable he holds everybody, right? But it did not. That being said, like when he said that in that interview or that post gamer, when he was like, "Would you ask Doc that? Would you ask Pop that question?" Like, are you out of your mind? You won one ring. What kind of success do you think you had?
With some great teams, by the way. A lot of talent.
Great teams. He's always had great teams.
A lot of talent.
You wouldn't want those jobs he's had, though. You wouldn't want.
No, so tough.
No,
you wouldn't want. You wouldn't want any of it. I mean, you talk about it.
You come load trucks of UPS, Doc. Let me know how that is for you.
Dude blew so many leads. That's why today, even when they were down 21, I'm like, they can still come back and beat them, just because it is a Doc Rivers coach team now.
Oh yeah.
You know, the only thing stopping them.
When we cut it to 12, we missed back-to-back open looks. I thought we were we were.
Yeah.
And then,
But Giannis is just too good when you don't have the size. When you don't have the size, you're just not beating him. You're not beating him. Because
I despise Brook Lopez, but he's a good player.
Stroke the three, man. He turned himself. He turned himself like the big carry.
He blocks like two plus shots a game. He's just a big galoot in there. Got to give it to him. Brook Lopez been around a long time.
Yep.
Solid player still.
Mike Marshall nail on the head here too.
Bobby Portis, by the way, don't miss against us. That's always been the case.
No,
they love playing us. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis love playing the Sixers.
Oh yeah. They own us. Mike Marshall says they're a top 2 defense with Joel on the floor. They'll be fine when he's back. Yeah, Mike, you're right. We talked about this.
I agree that we're much better defensively when Joel's out there. That's Ray Charles sees that. Everyone can see that. But
Ray does.
Score. I mean, we've been talking about it. We have to score points because we know we're not as good defensively without him. We have to score, and we just did not score today.
No, we didn't. And well, to this, we talked about this a couple of weeks back, like that I wasn't worried about the defense because when he's back, they become elite just because of what he can do. That being said, we still got to get there, Michael. You know what I mean? That's I wasn't concerned about that 2 weeks ago. Now, right now I'm starting to get a little sweaty. My palms are getting a little sweaty. Knees weak, arms weak.
Arms heavy, yeah.
Knees weak, arms heavy, yeah. Mom spaghetti.
Twitter, I got you, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that being said, like now I'm a little bit there. I'm a little bit whoa. Didn't see this coming. Now we're still control it. We're still all right. It's not like total panic mode yet, but it's getting close. It is getting absolutely close. So we need.
I mean, if we lose to Charlotte, I might start getting a little nervous.
Sorry, back there
coming up.
We do, but I think we do.
Memphis.
Memphis.
The team I was thinking of because they their whole team's in.
We go to Boston and then at Memphis. Next Friday.
Two Boston might be a problem.
Home Charlotte.
We got to beat Charlotte and Memphis.
We'll match up. We'll match up better against Boston right now than we do with Milwaukee because of the size. Doesn't mean we beat Boston.
Yeah, it just means coming in 8-9 in a row too.
No, I know what they are. I'm just making a point. You might have a closer game. That's all. You might not get smoked.
Especially after this, we just
you may get smoked too. By the way, you might get smoked.
Rip into some people after this game.
You may get smoked.
I'm just saying, after this game, I would think that Nick Nurse going to rip into some people because there was way too many open looks. So I would hope that they play a little better defense, at least getting out to shooters. If they get out to shooters, make it tougher for Boston. I'm not expecting us to beat Boston. I mean, if we can keep it within 10, play a good game, I'd be pretty happy. But yeah, I mean, you got to beat Charlotte and you got to beat Memphis. You got to start these teams that aren't as good as us, like especially without Joel. We got to beat these teams that aren't as good as us. We can't have a lackadaisical effort against one of these teams. Got to go out there and you got to get business done against these teams because we know it's an uphill battle against like the Bostons and the Milwaukees of the world.
Yeah,
no, you do. Everybody out there, if you haven't already, we ask you hit the like, subscribe, follow, turn your alerts on, and most importantly, join the conversation with us. It's Agree to Disagree. HUD Radio. We're live every Sunday, and we're just spitting some Sixers with you right now. We're just circle. Well, I'd love to be
just some guys talking ball. You know?
Yeah. I'm glad you said that before I was going to say what I was going to say.
Okay.
I'm very thankful for you right now. Thank you. Because I sort of got to the point where I wasn't sure where I was going to go with that, and then it got a little dirty up in here. You know what I mean? Got a little dirty.
Yeah, it's early afternoon for that dirty talk, you know?
Yeah, it's too early.
We're late night.
Too early.
Might have to pull the reins back.
Spells, how are you, baby? He says Tobias Harris is a Milk Carton player. Why? Because he's a better player with Embiid. Well, I don't know if he's better with Embiid or without Embiid. I think he's
the same guy.
You would like to call him a chameleon, but he can't even chameleon. Because when Joel's not there, like he did have a pulse right when Joel was out. He had like a 30-point game, and he had like a 20. Like he was playing better. And then since the All-Star break, I feel like he's
right back to old passive Toby.
Yeah, just passive.
Just be aggressive, Toby.
I thought we were off to a good start. He scored the first 2 points. And I'm like, he went to the basket, got a layup.
Yeah, he went
and
to the
I'm
basket.
like, okay, this could be good. And then that was probably all he had the whole game.
Yeah, he's just non-existent enough. Like we talked about it, just not enough pressure. Put pressure on people, put downhill, those types of things. He just hasn't done. So I mean, what are you going to do? We're going to keep talking about it.
I know it's a while ago now, but I felt like that 1 year that he had with the Clippers, he was doing a lot of that. He was scoring like 25 a game before he came over to us. Now, granted, it's like 6-7 years ago now, but he's never really done that with us. Like he was getting the ball, he was getting to his spots, hitting jumpers, taking guys that were smaller than him down low. What happened to that aggressiveness, Toby? And you would think, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but you would think without Joel, this is the time to show it.
And we to your point, we thought we were getting that with Doc too, right? Going back to the Doc Rivers signing. His best years were under Doc.
Under Doc, yeah.
And we thought that he was going to be able to massage Toby the way he did in LA to be that second, third fiddle here.
Never happened.
And obviously we're still looking for it.
Never happened. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I'm sick of Toby. I really am.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm sick of him. I'll get right back to all the comments coming in.
Not bad player, but just sick of him.
No, he's not a bad player. That's what makes you sick of him because he has a talent. He's done those things. Now the problem with him is it's just like is he just at the point of his career where he's too old? I wouldn't think so. I would still think he'd be in like that prime. That's why you signed him. That's why you were okay with signing him to that money because you were like, all right, he's younger than Jimmy. Well, little did we know in our little taste of Jimmy that the Mox of the two was way different. Mm-hmm. The Mox of the two was the difference maker. Right, we thought Tobias had some mocks. We find out that does he? But okay, news on Joel Embiid. So he remains out indefinitely, obviously. But Nick Nurse said before today's game that he's gotten positive feedback and they remain really hopeful for a late season return. So that's a little Joel Embiid update we have, which is good.
We would like him to play some games before the playoffs.
And that's right?
Just to get in the flow of things,
Yeah, late season return is what we were talking about a week or so ago. So that first news, now I think he has a 4-week checkup. So I'm sure that's coming like now, right? Because he's been out about.
I think it's been 3.
It's been 3. So next week, next week.
And
a 4-week reevaluation.
We did say the best part of today's game was seeing him out there walking around, picking up his kid, walking around. Like, okay, Joe's walking around. That's good. It's a good sign.
Yeah, so 19 days ago, he underwent.
Yeah.
He underwent it. And then we reevaluated in 4 weeks. So it's this week coming up.
Yeah.
This week coming up, he gets a reevaluation. So they expect all that to be good. What up, Johnny? Johnny chimes in. What's up, gents? What a depressing afternoon of basketball. I'd almost rather sit Joe out for the rest of the year. I wouldn't, because you know how much he changes all these guys.
Healthy, John, we're honestly, I think if he's healthy, we have a good shot anyway to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
With the addition of Buddy Hield, yes, I do too, because I think that spacing.
Healthy, obviously, we need Joel to be healthy, but that's not a shock to anyone. You need the best player in the NBA healthy. Yes, we do. But I think with him healthy, we got shot. Let's just not drop to the 7 seed.
No, let's please not.
And we are currently we're a 5 seed, 1 game above Orlando. We're 1 game above Orlando and Indiana, a game and a half above the Heat. I don't think we're going to fall that far to the Bulls, who are 9, because they're 5 or 6.5 games behind us, right? So,
okay.
But Philly, Orlando, Indy, and Miami, right? All 4 of us.
I feel like Orlando's
and really
good,
the Knicks too. The Knicks are a game above us, right? So there's 5 teams within 2.5 games of each other. Yeah, and if you look at the Joel report,
it might be tough to catch the Knicks. I feel like they're playing pretty well, but we should stay in front of Orlando.
We play them 3 times, and we play them again 2 more times, like next week or 2 weeks from now.
Hold on, guys. Why are we doing this now? Like, KZ.
Guys, he will be 100%, though. I don't know.
He will be.
This injury is a 4 to 6 week injury. 6 weeks is still, the season's still going. We're not even in the playoffs. Like, if you jump 3 weeks from now, we're still not even in the playoffs yet. So he will be 100%, guys. We're not doctors here. Like, he'll be 100%. Will he remain 100%? I mean, who knows? But he'll be 100% once he comes back.
Well, the injury is a 6 to 8 week injury, right? So
I thought they were saying 4 to 6, but either way.
Either way, let's say 4 to 8, depending on the person. Okay. Let's say 4 to 8, because everybody's different, right? So you give that window of 4 to 8 weeks. So his reevaluation's coming up this week on 4 weeks. So you could be having a conversation within 2 weeks. He starts ramping up. 2 weeks from now, middle of March, not even, he starts ramping up basketball activities. I mean, we're still in February, people, and he's already 3 weeks into this injury. And as of 3 more days, at some point this week coming up, he's 4 weeks into that injury. So when I get to the beginning of March, he's 5-6 weeks into that injury. Weeks. So you're talking about March 18th, 25th. He's like 7.
Yeah, that's 6-7 weeks in. Yeah,
he's like 6-7 weeks in. So he could easily be cleared by that point.
Yeah,
easily be cleared by that point.
I would agree. A month. And a month from now, it's still regular season, right? Yeah,
I was about to say that time around March 20th, they're on another West Coast swing where you got the Suns, Lakers, Clippers, Kings. Then they come home on the 27th. So
let's just say he comes back on the 27th when we come home, which would be about a month from now, correct? That would
give him
legitimately 7, almost 8 weeks of time off. That would give him. And there would still be how many games left?
9 games.
Yeah, see, look, plenty of time.
Oh, Slovenia. What up?
Slovenia, what's up, brother? Vahid. I probably didn't say it right. I'm trying. Vahid from Slovenia. Love A2 Day. Oh, I love joining.
Strong.
Yeah, Julian, they're 6-15 on the year without Joel Embiid, but they're 4-7.
4-8 currently, I think.
4-8.
But
4-8 without him.
Not great.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not good.
Not at all. Not good.
Like, I mean, look, we were already talking about it. Not expecting us to win in Boston, but then you got to go take care of business and beat Charlotte and Memphis, 2 teams that even without Joel we're better than.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely should be better than.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at before next week's show is we got to go take care of business against 2 teams that we're better than. Love to steal one in Boston, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, like I said, it might be a closer.
It's tough task.
Might be a closer game, but the weird part of this team is they had the talent to go beat an upper echelon team once in a great while. Like they had the talent to. Like they could have that Maxey 40 piece, right? You could have a Buddy Hield, stroke a 3-night where you don't miss from 3. And then you're just hoping there's a Tobias night where you get a 20-25 piece, which are going to be there. It's not like I can't expect him to scoring 8 points the rest of the season, but if he does, that's fun. But I still think with all the bad stuff we've watched, when you put Joel Embiid back on the court, this team becomes a contender. I think that's the crazy part of it, because that's how good and impactful he is.
Yeah. I mean, he's
no doubt.
and he was
who's
playing,
saying fresh off meniscus to come back and carry a group? Like Casey, who's saying fresh off the meniscus? We're saying there's going to be a rehab.
Meniscus is like right now, 8 weeks is healed. It's not like we're just making these numbers up.
Yeah, we're saying like the long-term table is basketball conditioning, right? All that 8 weeks goes into that. Like you're gonna step back on the court in 8 weeks, ready to play. Not step back on the court in 8 weeks. He's got to rehab it. He's got to get his conditioning back up. Sure, you're gonna need in-game conditioning, but the conditioning on the knee. Like you think that? What do you think he's doing now? You think he's not like seeing our doc make him yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, specialized physical therapy? Like you think he's not doing that, KZ? The leg is being strengthened. So I don't understand. What do you think? What do you think? He's laying on the couch, man. We ain't treating it. It's being treated. Obviously there is PT work to be done to strengthen around that knee. Currently going on right now. I don't know right this minute he's in PT, but he goes to PT daily. Like we know how this stuff works. Do we have a little feel for life? KZ, I love you. You're the best. But like, what are you saying? We're not saying. You're putting our words. Now you're taking them and saying, oh, well, he's going to be fresh and this and that. We're saying when he's back for basketball, he will be fresh. Now, what he does with his freshness is on him.
He might need some. That's why we're saying we'd like him to come back while there's still games left in the regular season, because he might need some basketball conditioning. Obviously, he might come back a little rusty. We'd prefer that not to be in the playoffs. But in terms of his knee will be good to go when he comes back. They're not going to run him back out there until he's good to go.
Yeah.
Now, who knows to say how long he'll be good to go? But once he comes back, he'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's what I think he's missing what we're saying and trying to clarify again for you. You know what I mean? Like it's common sense here. We're not saying a lot.
I could, if you said that he was coming back tomorrow, like okay, maybe we're rushing him back off of meniscus, and that's a bad move. We're talking a month from now when he's 8 weeks post surgery, which is the time that it says that you're ready to go.
Yeah, a month from now, he's about 7 weeks out.
Yeah.
A month from now, he's 7 weeks out. A little less than 7 weeks. So, a month from now is end of March. We talk about beginning of April back. It's like full 8 weeks with a half a month to play regular season basketball still.
Yeah.
So there's still games left on the docket to play and just get back and get your feel. You might not get it might not be perfect, guys. It might not be he's back with a month to play. Okay? All right. I like that too. But it might not be perfect. Just getting him back will be perfect enough for me. Right?
I mean, listen.
If he comes back April, it's 6 games.
We can say, and that's fine. I don't even have more than that. And this is very simple too. Obviously, I think we both said it now, or all three of us might have said that. I think that they're a contender if he's back. We have a legit chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Absolutely. Now, without him, I mean, we probably don't win a round. We probably lose in the first round without him.
Oh, yeah. But that's the difference of greatness. That's the difference what generational does.
Spells, by the way.
And especially how this team is assembled. Right? This team is assembled, built around Joel Embiid. I'll continue to say this. They don't make the move for Buddy Hield if they don't believe he's back and ready to go. It's that simple, guys. They're not making that move. They're not giving up the picks right now for a guy who's not under contract the following year.
Exactly.
Like all you needed to do is hear. I said weeks prior to that deadline, well, not weeks, but as soon as Joel was hurt, we'll find out what they think when the deadline's over. And we found out with Daryl Morey and the guys who have all the knowledge of his kneecap. All right, all the kneecap knowledgers. What did they do? They went and made moves for this year. So KZ spells it ain't 1985, babe. Little sports science nowadays. There's things they do. We're telling you that. Oh my God. Where nobody says it's a sore foot. I say, oh, it's a full repair. It's going to be repaired. It's going to be strengthened.
Do you understand what a meniscus is? By the way, they don't like. It's not like where it's an ACL and it's torn and they have to fully repair it. They just like fray it away.
Come fray with us.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like it's nowhere near the size of surgery that like an ACL or an MCL or any of the ligaments are. It's not a ligament surgery.
No, the weeks back are because of, like, dude, if he had a desk job, he's back. Right, KZ? The weeks back are athletes. That's an athlete timetable, not a me or you timetable.
Yeah.
That's an athlete timetable. Hence, he's walking today, picking up his kid. He can play with his kid. He can probably move around pretty well. But to get on a basketball court, he ain't ready for that yet.
Exactly.
I don't even agree in nothing like this kind of stuff. What I'm just telling you is basic 101. That is a basketball timetable. That ain't a me or you go, right? Will's UPS stuff, right? Okay, his timetable. My timetable in baseball, the things I got to do, maybe in the middle of an athlete timetable, right? Maybe we're like 4 or 5 weeks. But for an athlete, that's what the timetable shams, the little shams report, and the woes bomb are athlete timetables, KZ. That's it. That's it. I don't know what we're doing here. Why are we struggling?
It's not Sharon. It's got to go work
from HR. Say Shannon from HR. Yeah. Like, oh, Shannon from HR. She might be out 6 to 8. So Shannon from HR is back in 2 with a little PT on the side. All right?
Little knee sleeve on. Answering emails.
Don't ask her to do a coffee run. She's just not there yet.
Yeah. Give her 2 more weeks. She'll be ready for coffee run.
Can't hold enough coffee.
I can't. We just go off over the chat. Like we just did. We did all this time off of KZ. It's more a disagreement about a timetable. Yeah, I mean, you think we're asking off of Achilles, right? Like an Achilles or
the AC, and in the ACL they come back quicker now than before. But like there's a reason that this isn't that long of an injury. It's not a big procedure. It's a minor procedure.
Yeah. It's not ideal because
it forever affects the leg.
So
I'm sorry, Casey. I love you. I'm sorry.
So it forever affects the leg. What do you mean by that?
Like, if he tore his ACL and LCL and MCL all together, then yeah, he'd probably forever affect his leg. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Dude, when he's 45, we'll have a little trouble, maybe, KZ. You know what I mean?
A little arthritis in that knee when he's older.
Probably going to have it anyway. The way he gets injured.
Oh, goodness gracious. What a show. What a show. Joel's dead.
He trusts nurse to shut him down. Paralyzed. Shut him down. Shut him down.
Joel will never walk again. I won't agree to disagree. Breaking news from KZ. Joel walking will never happen again. Really hope for a wheelchair. Wheelchair accessible down the road. That's why he's moving out of this place. That's why the apartment's up.
No ramp.
No ramp. I'm sure the elevator doesn't go.
Parking. No ramp.
Yeah, I'm sure the elevator doesn't go right into the suite. In the words of Bill Middlebrook, Joel is paralyzed. From the waist down, Joel will never be able to walk again.
Oh boy.
Casey says Embiid has to learn to play with that leg again.
It's a new leg. He's like Lieutenant Dan. New legs.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
No, Joel's not. I never go to walk again. I can't. You gotta play with the leg again. Jalen dislocated his finger. Nobody said he's going to have to. Jalen literally dislocated his finger. Had to play the next week, and nobody said going to have to learn how to throw with the missing finger. Nobody even mentioned it. It was like, I'll just go play Jalen. But with Joel, now Joel, it's like, oh, I gotta learn to play with it again. I'd rather get the meniscus fixed and dislocate my damn finger as a quarterback.
It's like they had to 3D print him a leg. He's got to learn how to play with that thing. It's incredible. I'm sorry. So good. Oh shit! I needed that. That was good.
Roy cleanses you.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Casey says, "Glad you all find Embiid's pain funny." He's acting like he acting like we're talking about some paralyzed man, like laughing about some paralyzed guy. Like we got no heart. Oh,
it's fine. His 2-year-old kid's wearing Versace pants. He's fine. He's fine.
He'll be all right.
He's all right. He'll be okay.
Yeah, he married a supermodel. I think he's safe to say he's done okay. He'll be all right, Joe. Drew says Buddy comes off the bench. Well, what about Tobias off the bench, Buddy? He'll double up on you. Circle back to you. Who would you rather come off the bench? Marsh, I didn't see this one. They 3D printed Joel's new meniscus, man.
Yep. I think I learned how to play with that meniscus, you know?
Oh, brand new.
Straight out the copier. Brand new.
Oh. Let's fit this right in there. Let's fit this right on in. Okay, he'll be all right, just not this year. He's just being clear. He'll be all right. He won't figure out how to use it this year, though.
He's not going to be able to use that leg this year. No.
It'll work next year. This year could be. Got to learn to play with it again.
That's summer to learn to play with it. Yeah. Needs it.
Never walked before. We got a fresh baby learning how to walk.
This is gonna come back to bite us when, like, his first time on the court, he's just gonna fall and get hurt. Like, oh my god, Casey was like, he needed to learn how to fucking play with this thing.
Oh my god. Yep, you know it's coming too. I can smell it. I can smell that first time. As soon as he gets on the court, he might do it in warm-ups. Like, oh my god, he didn't learn how to use it first. Oh, he fell out. He fell out.
Got the new meniscus smell.
Oh no, he walked in there today. It was pretty amazing. That's remarkable. He might be back next week now. On KZ's reporting, he learned how to use it today. He was walking around, you know?
Oh, that's great. That's
great. Well, Julian,
right
right now, Harris should be coming off the bench. He doesn't look good. Back to Tobias. All right, you boys want to give her crumbs? We'll get out of here for the night.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go talking Sixers. Would have rather had a win, but we'll do Crumb of the week.
Mine's John Shire.
Oh, you're
and
gonna
the two
take
crybabies.
You son.
I'm sorry,
No,
Greg.
it's good.
But
it's good.
But okay, so I mean, I'm sure you guys saw it yesterday. Filipowski, is that how I say his name right? Filipowski, or the Duke big guy that everyone seems to think is good. I think he's like okay. Kyle Filipowski got hurt in the court storm yesterday in the Wake Forest. First off, if you watch the video, he kind of hurt himself. He threw like a shiver.
100%.
He shivered the dude, and he ended up clicking.
And he tried to triple.
Maybe don't throw the shiver. Maybe don't throw the shiver, Kyle. I'm just saying, you know. And then John Shire's crying in the press conference.
He's not the only one.
These athletes, shut up, John.
It's all over social media too.
Shut up, guys. He initiated the contact. If anything, it's on him. The kid was trying to run by him. So I think. Did he try
and turn and pawn him? 100%. But did he try and hit him and injure him? No.
Yeah, no. And John Shire needs to stop crying. If you're that worried, John, then go grab the kids and get them off the court.
Yep.
You know this is part about being a big program. If you lose a game on the road, you know that they're storming.
Yeah,
you know it.
And I'll throw the whole ban court storming crew into that, right? Because it's all over ESPN now. It's all over social media.
Ban them. Guess what? College kids, they're going to have fun. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I am a very staunch criticizer of storming the court in wrong situations. This was 100% valid. And if you don't, like you said, don't want to get hurt, Phil Palski, have a clue. Why don't you be by your sideline when you realize the ball is going out of bounds and you don't have a shot, right? Don't be on the other side of the court trying to walk away. And what I find most hypocritical is when Caitlin Clark got decked earlier in the year, that flipped to, Clayton Clark's got to keep her head on a swivel. She was the one in the wrong. No one wanted to ban court storming there. It was Caitlin Clark who was in the wrong. Now all of a sudden the Dookie gets hurt, and oh my God, we got to ban court storming.
Yeah, screw that.
I just think stop crying, John. That's all.
100%.
That's a good one. Good one, Greg. What do you got?
He's a hate the face guy too, John Shire.
Yeah. Could go Austin Rivers, but we'll just throw that out there. Since Will's took that one, I'm going to go Fanatics, the apparel company, and this debacle of what these uniforms look like. I mean, the pants. They say the pants are the same thing, but they are legit see-through pants.
Yeah, it's cute.
You can see everybody's business in there.
Yeah, trying to get the ladies involved.
Yeah,
Fanatics. I mean, I don't know how you drop the ball. The side-by-sides between last year's and this year's is a disgrace. I mean, two Indians guys wearing the same jersey are
Guardians.
Guardians are pictured having different sleeve cuffs. Like the sleeves at the very end look different. Like there's a different outline. It's incredible the amount of mistakes, but the pants, the see-through pants has got to be the top.
Yeah, nothing shocks me. I totally agree with you, but nothing shocks me anymore. You go anywhere, you can't turn around without seeing a moron. So it doesn't shock me that there's morons at Fanatics.
Yeah, and then, I mean, any shirt that you buy from Fanatics, two shirts are the same. Like, two shirts fit the same.
Yeah, no, it seems like that.
Don-Don's not like the Tigers unis.
A lot of bad press around the Fanatics. Besides Michael Rubin's white parties. Besides that, a lot of bad press. Seems like nobody's ever getting what they're supposed to. So, Shannon from HR.
Yeah, he's got billions in. He's like the apparel of every company, though. Everybody uses Fanatics now.
Martian says Shannon and HR not happy with Greg with the email slip up.
Didn't even give us the artist formerly known as or anything. He just came out right with it.
Oh, we'll see if she's able to walk down to Greg's office with that new knee.
Yeah,
a 3D knee she's got.
She's working that knee out. Might be a week before she gets down to Greg's office.
My Crumb is Doc.
Yes,
Doc is just a Crumb of a while now. Now he's a Crumb of 3 years.
I can't believe it.
Because this to be able to have the audacity when, again, I don't want to circle back on it, but just getting us out of here, last couple of minutes, just have the audacity to tell people like this is nobody would want this job. This is like, you would think they put him in China, right? And like,
nobody wants to coach a generational player.
Yeah, like imagine saying that.
G League team.
Imagine saying that. Like, imagine having the balls to say that, and everything has become somebody else's fault.
Everything.
When it's come to Doc Rivers, now the report comes out that he didn't want to trade SGA, right? Like he now he's telling people like, I knew he was going to be a star. I told Kawhi, like, you were such a loser. You're such a loser. Like, now you're gonna go back on that because the guy's sensational. Now you're gonna be like, I told you. Like, come on. Have a feel. He's
Doc. The biggest I told you so guy when he didn't tell us anything. I told you. No, you didn't. He didn't tell us a thing. He's the worst. I can't. That press conference when he was like trying to explain why they were 4-7, Oh, he's just been thrown in the fire. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to be thrown in the fire. Yeah, it is to fly from Dallas to Utah.
They talked about his players and players. You know, players in Cabo. And he's taking shots at players on the loss before the break. 30 in Cabo. Yeah, he's just one of those. He's one of those guys. He's become one of those guys that's full of excuses. And it's like, hey, Glenn, you weren't even that great at anything you did. Like you're a really good player. I'm not going to say you weren't a good player, but like you're not a top 50 all timer. You know, you're not a top 50 all time, Glenny
you're not
boy.
a top 50 all time coach either.
No, careful.
A lot of talent, not many results.
Well, listen. On that note, great show, boys. It's been Agree Disagree. HED Radio. We're live every Sunday. Hit the like, subscribe, turn your alerts on. Come back for another run next week. Got shows all throughout the week here at A2 Day. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for all the comments. Go Sixers. And hopefully Embiid can